Hello, welcome to part 2 of our Florida road trip series. And my name is Christina.
And my name is Andrei.
And today we'll be talking about this leg of our journey, which started from, let's say, from the last video, or from the Florida Panhandle to west coast of Florida, like the southern end of Florida, where there's Tampa, Sarasota. So that's what we drove, and we also drove through Gainesville a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as we continued touring Florida beaches from Panhandle, we drove all the way to Sarasota, which is the home of Siesta Key Beach, which is a famous, one of the widest and finest sand beaches in the world, considered.
But yeah, we had high expectations for the beach. We actually stayed pretty close to it, and we stayed at an Airbnb, not on the key itself, but very close by in Sarasota. But we found that the sand was very hard. It was like walking on cement.
Yeah, so it's truly wide, and it's very, very fine, and it's reflective, and for this reason it doesn't get hot, so when you walk your feet feels quite cool. But for some reason, either it's that day or maybe it's always like that, it felt like very dense and compressed.
Yeah.
So when you walk, it doesn't feel that like sinking warm feeling when you walk on the sand.
Yeah, it's very harsh.
Yeah, so it's really like walking on the concrete, as Christina said.
But nevertheless, we did enjoy our stay there, and the sunset were really nice. We stayed for 2 sunsets, so it wasn't bad at all. But if you are looking for that white, like soft sand that's really white and just as beautiful and even more beautiful, then definitely check out our last video on the Florida Panhandle, because those beaches were amazing. They're just as white and very soft and very nice to walk on.
Yeah, so the sunset was beautiful. There are a lot of people, so just because it's a very popular and well-known beach, many people congregate and walk around, so it was pretty crowded. But otherwise there were weddings as well, so it's a very popular place.
Yeah, and that's why, and even actually I just thought of this, even if you go a little bit more south to Sanibel Island, it also had, I think, white, the beach was white there, and even it was also crowded, but the sand was soft, so I mean, maybe it was just the beach that we are on, who knows, but maybe there are other beaches on Siesta Key that are better.
Yeah, it was one of the city beaches with free parking, so I can tell if it's like that everywhere in Siesta Key. So after checking out Siesta Key, we drove. Actually, we stayed there for a couple of days, and the reason we stayed was we wanted to go to Myakka River State Park.
Yeah, and the reason we wanted to go there was to see some alligators. There's this trail, I forgot what it's called, but it goes to Deep Hole, which is this sinkhole that a lot of alligators like to visit, but you have to get a permit to go there.
It's a ticket. It's distributed every morning in limited hours, so people line up in front of the entrance, like early morning.
Before the park opens. And it's free. The park entrance is not free, but the permit is free.
So I think it opens at 8 or 8:30, something like that. And we came there like about an hour or so before.
No,
and
not an hour.
Not an hour, like 40 minutes probably.
Maybe like half an hour.
Maybe.
Close to the entrance.
There were some people, but not that many, and we were able to get the tickets with no problem.
Yeah, they recommend you go early on the hike because you get more alligators, plus it's very hot.
And it also depends on the season when you go there. When it's a mating season, there's so many of them, there are tons. There's actually lots of wildlife. So after you get a ticket, we were there at the southern entrance. You drove to like a short entrance to this sinkhole trail, and you park there, and then you walk. And so the walk, that was something amazing, right?
Yeah, it's basically a walk through this dry prairie landscape, and it's dry. It's not like humid like the rest of Florida is. It's not like a jungle. It's more like Sahara, like desert, like something out of Africa.
Yeah, it was prairies. The park itself is a mixture of prairies, wetlands, and woodlands, open woodlands. But that place, it's prairies, and even though I've never been to African safari, I felt like being on one.
It didn't feel like Florida.
Yeah, and so you walk, and then you start walking. It's an open area, and then you walked into some sort of like small woods, and then all of a sudden you go through that small stripe of wood and then you get to this small lake, a sinkhole, where
the alligators congregate.
And
we saw also other wildlife.
Yeah, like vultures, the
sandhill cranes.
We also saw a snake.
Yeah,
we saw an alligator was trying to hunt for a snake in the water, but it was able to escape successfully.
Yeah, and you have to be careful because the alligators are really like sneaky. They can sneak up on you, so if you're taking pictures, you have to be careful.
If you walk up close to the bank, they can.
That's why you need the permit, because that way you know that what you're getting into, like you have to read the instructions and stuff. That's why they make you get the permit.
Yeah, and there are no restrooms on the way to and from all along the trail, so be prepared for that as well.
And it's very open, like most of the trail, and the hike is pretty long, so you can get dehydrated quickly. So you have to make sure you have water and stuff.
And we saw vultures, yeah. But other than that, I just enjoyed the walk itself, the hike. It was quite amazing.
Yeah, and it's not very popular. Plus, because of the permit, there aren't that many people. They only have so many to give out each day. So yeah, it's nice that it's not overpopulated.
Yeah.
And maybe, is that all, or can I mention a final thing?
Yeah, let's mention a final thing after that, where we went.
Yeah, so just as like this side note, after we're finished talking, there'll be a video of a bird that we saw in Gainesville. There's this park called Payne's Prairie. So if you ever driving by or stopping by Gainesville, it's a great park to visit. We wanted to go on this trail, but it was flooded, I think. But it's also a great place to see alligators and wildlife. It was a really nice area to see.
Yeah, we mostly saw birds, but I don't remember if there was alligator or all.
Yeah, we saw one alligator.
Yeah, but yeah, so apparently there's a longer hike which we couldn't get to because it was closed. It was just basically flooded, all in water. But yeah, depending on when you go there, you can take a nice walk and see lots of wildlife. So with that, I think that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching.
Please leave a like.
And subscribe to see more.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.